We bring you a special report tonight just in time for Independence Day. Last month, Flint Bishop Airport welcomed a large group of mid-Michigan veterans home from a once-in-a-lifetime trip to our nation's capital with family and friends. That heartwarming adventure was all captured on camera. TV5's Lauren Piesca was there every step of the way. She shares these veterans' experience and introduces us to the Mid-Michigan Honor Flight.
It's never too late to thank a veteran. Across Michigan, our military veterans are invited every year on something called an honor flight. It takes them on an all-expenses-paid trip to our nation's capital, showing them the war memorials dedicated in their honor and those who never got to return home. Photojournalist Dan Ray and I had the honor of joining the 22nd Mid-Michigan Honor Flight in June, meeting many Korean and Vietnam War veterans who bravely fought for our country and our freedom. Here's a look back at our trip to Washington, D.C., a trip these men will never forget.
Thank you. Thank you. There's no words for it. It's just a deep down gratification.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I've never met any of these guys, but yet it's like I knew them for years.
Have a great trip.
It's just a camaraderie between Army, Navy, Marines.
We want to thank all of our veterans on the flight for your service and for your sacrifice to our country. Thank you so much. And I want to welcome all of you to Mission 22.
For some, it's their first time visiting D.C.
Arriving in the airport terminal, Mid-Michigan, on the flight.
But for most, it's their last.
Everything is just amazing. I mean, I had no idea what to expect.
Walking by these veterans' sides, I listened to many stories,
Know your history.
and saw many tears.
Almost brings you back to the Lincoln days.
But most importantly, watched new friendships being made.
Well, we're still a couple of kids yet, so.
Day one, I met him, and that happened just, I don't know, be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Jim Langley and Tom Updike are both Korean War veterans. Jim was with the United States Air Force and Tom was in the U.S. Navy.
Being around other veterans from the same era and everything, it doesn't get any better than that.
Okay, I see him.
Getting here took courage from every single one of them. Courage to embark on one final mission to D.C.
It's dawn, and Alpha Troop 19 is commuting to war.
Fighting through post-traumatic stress.
We don't need some more men back here now.
And opening up about the wartime horrors they endured.
Give them peace, body and mind.
And the way they were treated coming home.
One young rebel climbed up to lower the American flag to half-mast.
Well, when I got back from Vietnam, the welcome back was not the same as the welcome from World War II. You weren't heroes. You more or less were outcasts.
There are 77 veterans on this trip, 13 Korean War veterans and 64 Vietnam era veterans.
I've got 2 friends on the wall somewhere.
Detroit native Norman Folsom here proudly served in both wars.
The fact that I'm coming here and this is in honor of somebody that actually knew, rather than just a monument. It's a monument that's really got a human behind it.
Folsom served in the U.S. Air Force for 23 years, joining right after the Korean War. While in Vietnam, his job was to fly fallen service members home.
I know so many of them.
A proud member of the Detroit chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen, he says he's even more proud to be going on his first honor flight in his 90s.
I really feel honored. It gives me a chance to meet a lot of veterans from the state of Michigan, and it gives me a chance to come to Washington and see a lot of history, a lot of military history that I wouldn't ordinarily get a chance to see.
Trips like these come once in a lifetime, and they're all about camaraderie.
Welcome to the World War II Memorial, guys.
Just ask Ray Orlando and Roy Perini, 2 Vietnam War veterans with a friendship going on 60 years.
I feel honored that I'm here actually honoring the people that gave up their lives. Something I'll take with me to my grave.
Yeah, at our age, the memories are forever.
They met while serving together in the Navy during Vietnam.
We met in the bar. Yeah, it was one night in, what, November, I think it was, that we met. And then we got assigned together on the same duty station. We knew we were going to Vietnam at that point.
Little did they know at the time they'd go through something that would bond them for life, an experience many of us will never fully understand, but always be thankful for.
It was hard work. We also had some fun. The worst thing was the disaster that happened in July of '67. We'll never forget that, but the wall is just awesome and brings tears to your eyes.
From Arlington National Cemetery to the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, I watched as veterans searched for the names of the family and friends they'd lost.
6, 7, 8, 9. Right here.
Finally getting the closure they needed.
That's my friend Roger. No, this is my friend Raul Flores. We got to Vietnam in April of '66, and they transferred him from my company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, to a different company, and a week later he was dead.
It's been healing. I can talk about my experience now without crying.
When you look at all those names, yeah, if they had have lived, what would they have done for the country throughout their life?
They also got to see the tomb of the unknown soldier and the changing of the guard.
Right? Hey!
I think I enjoyed everything so much, and I just had no idea what it was like.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
The whole thing is so memorable that if I had the energy to do it again, I'd want to do it again.
Upon arriving back in Flint, veterans were greeted with one last surprise.
Can you make some noise for our heroes coming from the honorable life?
A homecoming bigger than they'd ever received. And one final mail call.
William Sherman.
Veterans were given envelopes filled with letters from family and strangers thanking them for their sacrifice.
A lot of veterans in the military served in Vietnam and gave their life so this country could be free.
It's just a camaraderie between Army, Navy, Marines.
We're all fighting for the same thing.
Honor the veterans.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mission 22 has come to a conclusion. Thank you so much.
Now, the Mid-Michigan Honor Flight runs entirely on volunteers and donations to make these trips possible. If you would like to learn more or interested in becoming a guardian for a veteran, we'll have a link on our website at WNEM.com. Reporting in studio, Lauren Piesco, TV5.